Hello, this is Marshall. I'm here with my oral presentation for the midterm, and we're going to jump right in. The first question is, how have recent historical events affected the course of research in organizational psychology? Several major historical events help set the stage for the growing field of industrial and organizational psychology. One event in particular opened the door for a great deal of research surrounding unemployment rates in America, and that was the attack on 9/11. The attack on the World Trade Center and the Pentagon on September 11, 2001, opened the eyes of many organizations around the world to the thought of emergencies at the workplace. It resulted in the birth of emergency preparedness for many organizations around the world, and um, had an effect on how people are prepared for emergencies in and outside of the workplace. Post 9/11, there were wars in Iraq and Afghanistan, and that kind of put the world through a recession, and America's employment rates skyrocketed. So the economic recession forced people to reanalyze the relationship that exists between organizations and employees. This also gave birth to research into job insecurity and other factors that influence unemployment. The next question is, describe the socialization process for graduate students in your program. Is the program successful in socializing newcomers and creating job embeddedness? So, the socialization process is an important part of welcoming a newcomer to the organization. Socialization allows for someone to learn the culture as well as the history of an organization. During the socialization process, individuals learn traditions that organizations might have, goals they wish to attain, or even the company's mission. Liberty University's socialization process is very effective. They are very inclusive to students who are learning from on campus or online. Liberty works to reach out to students and help them get involved in whatever way they can. The university is constantly working to ensure that you are thriving in your classes, even when it comes to their online students. Online students receive phone calls to check in and make sure that they're doing well in their classes throughout the semester. Instructors are encouraging and very personal, which allows for students to come with them come to them with questions and concerns and be a lot more comfortable. Liberty University's community is a solid support system and an important part of the integration for Christianity and psychology. All right, the next question is, how can an organization reduce or prevent work-family conflict? Um, in order to help reduce or prevent work-family conflict, organizations can implement policies and offer benefits to their employees. Some examples of benefits geared towards helping employees balance the work-family domain are things such as on-site daycare, exercise facilities, flex time, teleworking, and job sharing. One of the most popular benefits that people are interested in is medical insurance. Medical insurance helps us to pay for things such as eye exams, dental visits, and medical or surgical procedures, with the option of individual plans or plans that benefit the employee's entire family. Organizations should also strive to have well-trained supervisors and encourage employees to build a healthy relationship with that supervisor in case they need anything or need guidance in how to use their benefits and what they should do um, in order to receive those benefits. So, our next question is, imagine you have been asked to develop a performance assessment program for employee development. What techniques could you use to adequately evaluate employee performance as comprehensively as possible? So, in order to effectively assess the performance of employees, there are specific factors associated with performance in and outside of the job role that should be analyzed. First is in-role performance. This is the main task associated with the job itself. These are the specific skills that are needed in order to perform the job, and those to which the individual should be evaluated on. For example, if the employee was a nurse, then they would be judged on their clinical skills. The next thing to be evaluated is the employee's extra role performance, which includes interpersonal oriented behaviors, downtime behaviors, and destructive or hazardous behaviors. So interpersonally oriented behaviors are characterized as the way that an employee relates to the work environment through interpersonal reactions, interpersonal interactions with fellow coworkers and consumers. So, in other words, how are a person's interaction skills? Um, do they get along with others? Are they an effective communicator? Downtime behaviors are things done outside of work that influence job performance. For example, another job, drugs or alcohol use, all have an effect on the performance while on the job. Lastly, is destructive or hazardous behaviors are things that are considered dangerous, such as not wearing proper safety gear, or accidents caused by negligence. By evaluating employees' behaviors according to the techniques presented, one can more effectively determine job performance. Alright, so the next question is going to be, what are some possible common organizational constraints and how could they lead to counterproductive behaviors? So, organizational constraints are factors of the work environment that inhibit motivation and abilities associated with effective performance. Some possible environmental constraints in the organizational setting include poor equipment, unnecessary rules and regulations, lack of required help or services from others, or even the lack of job-related information. Environmental constraints often cause employees to become angry and frustrated. It makes them resentful towards an organization or an individual of the organization. A prime example would be an employee using poor equipment that's unreliable may become frustrated and withdraw from work-related activities. So because that employee has a lack of control over the situation, they choose to withdraw and might take an overextended break, which in turn decreases the productivity and work performance. This decrease is part of the counterproductive work behavior and is often a way that individuals get back at an organization. And thank you.